Hello, this is Josh Hunter. I'm here on the planet Earth. I want to, I guess it's not necessarily, I'm a little self-conscious about my language recently. Like I've been saying things and I have, it's not necessarily a habit, but I do sometimes say things in a way which I do not take into consideration whether or not the person can understand me, because my purpose, my, I, I can speak freely. I say pretty much what I want, but when I do speak, I like to take the other person's feelings into consideration, and sometimes I have to not necessarily override that desire to see that a person is unoffended, but sometimes the things that I have to say, it's not that they're more important than the other person's feelings, it's just that I am taking uh, many other things into consideration, and it simply has to be said that way. And I am hoping that the person or people are particularly aware of themselves and know how to. I mean, I don't say anything like absurdly offensive. I mean, I'm not talking about like I'm not like openly mocking people or judging people to such a degree as that they would feel like less than what they are. I don't want to limit any person's ability to feel their best. But I had to say this just because I don't. Because when I read you have to understand, like most people, they live their lives, they want to work, they do all this. Like my speech reflects the places where I am and the things which I feel must be accomplished. And I don't know if everyone's speech reflects that, but I don't have a culture. And usually, if you have a culture, your speech will be reflected in that. I guess I'm a solitary person. I mean, I was popular once. um, in fact, all right. Now I don't know what it looks like. I mean, I was pop. All right, let's see. The only reason why, oh yeah, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I mean, I didn't want. All right, because like, I don't think I considered my. All right, because someone once came up to me, and I mean, they didn't just come up to me. They're like, yeah, somebody was name dropping you at a party, and I'm like, oh, I guess I've made it. And actually, now that I have said this, I would like to I would like to discuss like an important moment in my life, and it's something I think about very often. And one time I was at work, and this guy was like, "Hey, you want to go to this concert?" And I'm like, sure, because nobody ever invites me to concerts. Or maybe they do, or maybe they did. I didn't remember being invited to very many concerts. But this guy's like, hey, you want to go to this concert? It was a Led Zeppelin cover band called Led Zeppelin. And I like Led Zeppelin, and I thought it was nice. He's like, all right, sure. So we're on our way to... All right, now, like I said, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm not... This could be anybody. This could be any number, because like I said, I've liked a lot of ladies, so no one think, oh, that's me, I was the one who said it. But on our way to the concert, there was this, and remember at this time, like we're on the way to concert, and this girl, like who I liked for like a long time, she's like, hey, my boyfriend just broke up with me. You want a piece of the action? And I don't. And I was like, are you? Like, I mean, because I was like, you gotta realize at this point I'm, and I couldn't, and I mean, I don't know, like when I like a girl, it's not like some like, it's not like it's not a half-hearted thing. It's not like, oh yeah, dude, she's all right. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, would smash definitely. It's not like that. Like it's like, you know, because I'm not a big fan of like touching, you know. So everything has to be like intensified from a distance, you know. And I'm not talking about like sexual stuff too, but I thought, what is going on here? Because like on our way to the concert, she's saying this thing to me. And we were literally at a fork in the road. It was the 60, I don't know if you're aware of the freeways around here, but there's the 605 north. Okay, we're driving north, and so we're coming up to the 605, 210 interchange, and so you can either go west or east. I won't say where the, never mind. Anyway, and so I said, I replied back to her, I said, well, I'm going to a concert, but perhaps another time. And that's I'm always gonna be like polite. You know, like this guy asked me to a concert. Nobody asked me to a concert. To me, it seemed more friendly. Yeah. All right, I'll admit. Yeah, I had not at that point. I was still, and at this point too, I was still like, you know, no action, no notches in my belt, nothing, not a kiss, nothing. I was just, you know, this this young old man who doesn't know anything about the dating realm. And, you know, this lady, this gal who I liked for a long time is like, all right, here you go. And I don't know, I didn't want to break my word with this guy. And because he was one of the most gentle people that I've ever met in my whole life. Like when you shake his hand, like you could feel, you could sense how easily it would be for him to like hurt you and smash you and like do like painful, violent things to you. And not that I didn't sense any violence, but when you shook his hand, you realized there was such a gentleness in him of self-control, and not just not that there was. I mean, it was just the gentleness that. Anyway, it seemed like the more mature choice. And so when I said, oh, well, perhaps I can talk to you tomorrow or something, and she was like, I'm paraphrasing, but I think she said, yeah, whatever, smell ya later. I remember she did say that, she'd smell ya later, and that, like, is Bart Simpson trying to fuck me or something? Sorry, no. All right, was that rude? Maybe it was. Okay, let's pretend. No. This is why you edit. You know what? I gotta keep it in. You wanna know why? Oh yeah, I just explained why. Oh, okay. Anyway, so I ended up going to the concert. And it was in Indio, and we go to see Led Zeppelin again, and they're great. Like it was one of the best concerts I ever been to. I didn't think I'd like a cover band so much, and you know, it made me like Led Zeppelin more, and it was very nice. And oddly enough, while I was there, I saw this gal and her whole family, who I went to. We were in high school together. She was, I'm not gonna, she was a color guard. It's like flag girl, because I was in marching band, and for some reason she happened to be there, and I thought it was nice, and I was like, hello. You know, I don't know what her opinion about me was. I have no idea how she felt about me. Anyway, it was nice, and it was just like this. It was like such a I don't know, it's like a casual thing, and but anyway, I think about that. I wonder what my life would have been like if I had like gone to that party, you know, and because like to date, like I don't have, not that I'm like, you know, I'm not. Very sometimes I see these guys walking around with the Virginity Rocks t-shirt, And like I'm wondering, like I remember like if it had been like, because they're never 30. I know that much. I've never seen a 30-year-old guy wearing a virginity rocks shirt. Like, you're like, okay, yeah, 16, 17, maybe 25. And I remember thinking, oh, yeah, I would wear that. Like, it was like the old days. But I'm not, what I'm saying is I'm still not like a sex guy. Like, I don't spend all day thinking, oh, dude, if only somebody would let me smash, like, I don't think about it. Like, but I wonder what kind of person I would be now because I mean now my whole life, like when I think about my associations, like I can never be friends with any of these people ever again. Like all of our friendships are done or terminated. Like if I see these people, I'm turning away or very politely telling them where they should go. Not because I'm angry, but because like, I mean, if you don't, and I do not mean to harp upon this again and again and again, but it needs to be clear. You need to understand, like if you don't care about me at Christmas, then when would you care about me? Like, when would be the point where you're like, oh, dude, we definitely want this guy nearby? If you're not inviting me to any celebrations, weddings, or anything, then you don't want to spend, like, any time with me. And that's fine. Every person has the right to do it. But I'm saying, like, if we get to this point where, for some reason, they're like, oh, dude, let's fucking hang out. Like, it's a flat-out no. Like, it's like a no, no, no. Like, there is nobody... Like when sometimes to pass the time, like I'll think about like things that'll just keep me like in a good mood. Like not that I'm actually like believing it or whatever, but I just I remember I was trying to think of like something very funny. I heard like when I don't know when it happened. I think the Republicans had just won some. Like they'd won the House or they'd won the Senate or something in some midterm election. It was something like that. They'd won a vote. I think it had something to do with Obamacare when Trump was still about like repeal and replace. And I remember like he came up. They were all in the garden, and Trump. He had a he said, "Can you believe it? I'm president." He didn't say it like that, but I thought to myself, that's pretty funny. I like that. And so I was thinking, what's my version of that? Like, what would be like what would be the equivalent of me like becoming president? So I was thinking to myself, like, okay. Oh, and so I tried to tie it into my my celebrity cover, my cover, like where I'm or like if anybody asks, all I care about is getting a celebrity girlfriend, then a celebrity wife. And so I was thinking to myself, what would I say, like the moment, like I got married, like to my celebrity wife, and I would say, wait, what was it? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, can you believe it? I'm so and so's husband. Okay. So. Anyway, when I was thinking about that wedding, like my celebrity wedding, I was thinking, like, who would I invite to my wedding? And I'm telling you, I'm not like being malicious or spiteful or what. I'm just saying I cannot verify any aspect of these people that care about me. I cannot find the part of them that says I care about Josh Hunter. You don't have to love me, but if you see me in the street, at least say have lunch or something. But in all this time, these people see me, they don't even want to have lunch. Like they see me in the street. And they say, no lunch. They just walk right by. Okay, that's their right. I don't care. But if you don't want my lunch or you don't want to have lunch with me, then why are we even knowing each other? Anyway, so when I was thinking about like who would I invite to my wedding, I couldn't think of anybody. But the closest person who I could think of, like who I was like, oh yeah, I'd like this guy at my wedding. Oddly enough, the guy, there's this guy. He works for Jimmy Kimmel and the Jimmy Kimmel Show, and every time he sees me, he gives me like $20 like for lunch, and sometimes he gave me clothes. He was so consistent. Like even though, like I don't know if I seemed like worthy of the gift or whatever, but he was so consistent. And like this is the only guy I could think of. I was like, oh yeah, I think this guy. I'd like to have just him, nobody else, no family, no friends, just him to make a statement. Not to make a statement because he's like a cool guy. Anyway. All right. a good something.